if Anakin Skywalker never got burned? This is part 2. Darth Vader would arrive on Mandalore and meet with Bo-Katan, who is now being imprisoned. Vader would ask her of the Mandalorians with red armor, but she would refuse to tell him anything, as she sees him as a traitor. Vader, displeased with her resistance, would use the Force and probe her mind. While in her mind, Darth Vader would see that Maul is still the leader of the Mandalorians with red armor. And as he's probing to find out Maul's location, Darth Vader would stumble upon something he finds far more interesting. The fact that Ahsoka Tano is still alive, and that she is on the planet of Tython. But not just that, she knows of Obi-Wan's location. Now, Darth Vader would travel to Tython, and he would take Bo-Katan with him. And as he's leaving, the now leader of Mandalore under the Empire, Bar Saxon, would contact Maul and tell him that Vader is heading to Tython. On Tython, Ahsoka Tano would be meditating, when all of a sudden she feels the presence of her old master as Darth Vader's ship jumps out of hyperspace. She would be waiting for him. Darth Vader would land, and Ahsoka Tano would immediately run towards him. She would call him Anakin, as she is ready to embrace him. But that's when Bo-Katan would yell at Ahsoka to stop, and Vader would use the Force and grab Ahsoka. He would tell her that Anakin was dead, and he was now Vader. Darth Vader would waste no time and immediately start to probe her mind. And to his sorrow, he would see Ahsoka's memories of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Padme on a lush green planet. And they are not alone. They are with 2 children, a boy and a girl. Vader would immediately know that those were his children. He would probe deeper, causing Ahsoka immense pain as Bo-Katan is yelling, begging him to stop. And then Mandalorian ships would jump out of hyperspace and immediately start to fire upon Vader. Vader would be forced to let go of Ahsoka and use his lightsaber to block some of the blaster fire. While this is going on, Bo-Katan would break free and run towards Ahsoka, who was on her knees in shock and disbelief. Her once master and closest friend has turned into a monster. Bo-Katan gets to Ahsoka. She is begging her that they need to leave now. Darth Vader would then use the Force and crush one of the Mandalorian ships, destroying everyone inside. Additional Mandalorian ships would arrive, and Mandalorians on jetpacks would swarm out, raining fire upon Vader. By this point, Vader has had enough, and he would unleash all of his anger and fury on the Mandalorians in the form of red Sith lightning. The Force lightning would vaporize all the Mandalorians and destroy their ships. But by the time it was all over, Vader would turn around and realize that Ahsoka and Bo-Katan had escaped. Vader is left with nothing but rage after seeing the vision of Obi-Wan and Padme with his children. Now, on the distant planet of Octo, a smiling Obi-Wan and Padme look upon Luke and Leia, who are now 4 years old, as they play and run around. Subscribe for part 3!